I didn't question it at first. Our vacations had always worked the same way. My sister got the good seat, the better meal, the attention. I got whatever was left. It wasn't loud favoritism. It was quieter than that, procedural, like a system everyone understood without explaining. So when we pulled up to the oceanfront hotel and my mom checked in with that cheerful, too bright voice, I already felt the shape of the conversation coming. The lobby was polished stone and soft lighting, glass walls facing the water, the kind of place that smelled like citrus and expensive cleaning products. My sister spun slowly in the center of the room, taking pictures. Mom returned from the desk holding a single key card. One room, she said lightly. Two beds. She said it like it was funny. My sister immediately dropped her bag onto one of the beds upstairs, claiming it before anyone spoke. My mom followed her lead without hesitation. Then she turned to me. "You're fine in the car, right?" she said, already halfway through the sentence before I could react. "The parking lot faces the ocean. Honestly, it's probably a better view." She handed me the car keys like she was offering me a favor. No one argued. No one even paused long enough to pretend it was a discussion. By the time the sun disappeared, I was sitting in the front seat of our car with the windows cracked open, the sound of waves moving through the darkness. The ocean really was visible from the parking lot. Between the hotel building and the line of palm trees, you could see a thin silver strip of water under the moonlight. My sister's laugh floated down once from one of the balconies above. I didn't look up to check which one. The car cooled quickly once the engine stopped running. I folded my jacket under my head and leaned the seat back. Sleep came in pieces. Between those pieces, memories drifted in. Birthday dinners where my sister chose the restaurant. School events where my mom left early because my sister had something more important happening. Little moments where I stepped aside because someone had to. It wasn't cruelty. That's what made it harder to name. Just quiet rearranging. Morning came pale and gray through the windshield. I walked down to a small cafe near the boardwalk and bought a cheap cup of coffee. No one called. When I went back to the hotel entrance later, my mom and sister were already talking about beach plans. My sister complained about the mattress being too firm. Mom barely looked at me. The day moved on like nothing unusual had happened. Around mid-afternoon, I wandered along the boardwalk alone. The wind was stronger there, pushing salt air through the wooden railings. My phone rang. It was my mom. Her voice was tight, sharp in a way I hadn't heard before. "Where are you?" "Boardwalk." "Come back to the hotel. Right now." When I walked into the lobby again, the atmosphere had shifted. My mom stood at the front desk with a strained smile that wasn't holding together very well. My sister sat stiffly on one of the couches, scrolling her phone too fast. A man in a navy blazer stood behind the desk. Hotel management, probably. Mom turned the second she saw me. "There you are," she said quickly. "They're saying something about the vehicle registration and the parking authorization. I don't understand what they're talking about." The manager looked from her to me. "You're the registered driver for the vehicle in our overnight parking area?" he asked calmly. "Yes," I said. He nodded slightly and pulled up something on the screen. The car remained in the lot overnight without an active guest parking authorization tied to the reservation. He explained. Our overnight attendant noted that someone appeared to be inside the vehicle. I felt my mom's eyes flick toward me. The manager paused. "You were sleeping in the car." The question hung in the air for a second. "Yes," I said. His expression didn't change dramatically, but something in his posture did. The conversation shifted tone. He spoke more slowly after that. Policies were clarified, a parking record adjusted, a temporary room access issue resolved that my mom had apparently made worse while arguing earlier. Through the entire exchange, the manager directed most of the questions to me, not her. When everything was finally sorted, he printed a receipt and handed it across the counter. "Everything is corrected now," he said politely. Then he looked directly at me. "If you need anything during the remainder of your stay, please come to the front desk." Not your family. Just me. Outside, the wind had picked up. The ocean looked darker than it had the night before. Mom walked beside me toward the elevators without speaking. For the rest of the trip, nothing was said about the car, but something had shifted anyway. Not loudly, not dramatically, just enough that I stopped waiting for things to be fair and started making sure I'd be fine when they weren't.